Hello children, welcome back. Today we are starting with Unit 4, that is Measurement of National Income. So far we have discussed all the macroeconomic concepts, macroeconomic national income aggregates, right? And so now we are ready to start with measurement of national income. Now, before we move to measurement of national income, just we'll go back to the three phases of circular flow. Hope you remember what are the three phases in the circular flow. It is generation phase, that is the production phase. Then we have the distribution phase or the income phase. Alright, and whatever income is generated, that again flows back in form of expenditure. We have the disposition or the expenditure phase, and this again flows back to the production unit. Okay, again we see generation phase, and this is what we talk of the circular flow. So as we have three phases in circular flow, so we have three different measurement of national income, because we know that whatever income is generated, that is the income distributed. Whatever income is distributed here, that takes the form of consumption expenditure and flows back to the production unit. Alright, we were talking of our simple economy, no leakages, there is no injection, right? So when we are talking of these three phases, we see that national income can be measured with three different methods. Alright, so when we are measuring at this phase, generation phase, we have the value added method. Distribution phase or the income phase, we have the income method. And when we are measuring national income in form of expenditure or disposition, we have the expenditure method. Okay, so what are the three methods? Okay, what are the three methods of measuring national income? So the three methods of measuring national income is value added method, which is also called the output method. Okay, then we have the income method and the expenditure method, right? So first we are going to start with value added method. See now, value added method. Where is it measured? When we are talking of value added method, in which phase of the circular flow is it measured? It is measured at this phase. Yes? What is that phase? It is measured at the different phase of production. Right? Because we know generation phase means production phase. Alright. So in this method, value added method, where do we measure national income? We are measuring it at different phases of production. Okay. Next, what is this value added method? What do we do in this value added method? See, value added method refers to addition of value to intermediate goods by producers during productive activities. What is value added method? In this method, there is addition of value to the intermediate goods. Already we know now what is intermediate good, because that is what is one of the important macro concepts. Okay, or intermediate goods are those goods which are either in form of raw materials or used for resale. That means they are still within the production boundary. I hope you all remember that. So whenever further processing of intermediate good is taking place, that is adding more value to the intermediate good, we call it value added. See one example here. What is value added here? Alright, value added is equal to the value of output minus intermediate consumption. Say suppose the intermediate good. Alright, a farm purchases suppose wheat. Alright, a farm purchases wheat. This is the intermediate good for the farm. Yes, for the farm this is the intermediate good wheat. And then this wheat was purchased for rupees suppose 200. Okay, and now there is a baker. There is a baker who buys this wheat for rupees 200. Alright, so what is his intermediate cost? What is his intermediate expenditure? Intermediate expenditure is 200. This is the price of his raw materials. Okay, but then he sold the product at say rupees 500. So when the baker is selling bread, what is the value of bread he got? He sold bread for rupees 500. So how much has been the value of output? Alright, 700. The value of output is 700. But out of this 700, 200 is the raw material. Okay, so ultimately what is this? This is the value added. Alright, how much value has the baker added to the intermediate good? He has added a value of 500, worth rupees 500. Okay, so what is value added? It is the value of the output. Okay, the value of the output. What is the value of the output in this example? It is 700. Sorry, let me write it this way. Value of the output is 700 minus wheat is 200. Okay, so he gets 500. Is it okay? So what is value added? It is value of output minus intermediate consumption. One more example, let's see here. Suppose the value of output is 600. Alright, the value of output is 600 and then the price of his raw materials, intermediate expenditure is 200. So how much value has he added? 600 is the value of output. He is selling his product at 600, but then 200 is his cost of raw material, suppose. So how much he added to 200? He has added 400. So this is called value added. Alright, so you must remember this. What is value added? Again I am writing here, what is value added? Value added equals to value of output. I am writing in short, value of output minus intermediate consumption or intermediate expenditure. Alright, so this gives us the value added. Right? Now, we will see that when we are talking of the value added, okay, we have three sectors in the economy. We all know that there are three sectors of the economy. Okay, we have the primary sector, primary, secondary and tertiary. Yes? There are some farms in the primary sector, we have the farms in the secondary sector, we have the farms in the tertiary sector. All of them are adding value. Okay, all of them are adding value to their products. It is called gross value added at market price. Alright, suppose all the farms in the primary sector, they have added gross value to their products, total value, gross value added at market price. Secondary sector is also adding gross value at market price. From the tertiary sector also we see that they have also added value. Okay, they have also added value to the intermediate expenditure. Okay, so from the three sectors we see that there has been total value addition which is measured at market price. Alright, so now when we take the sum of the value added by all the three sectors, when we take the sum of the value added, the sum of the value added by all the three sectors, we get GDP MP. Alright, so what is gross domestic product at market price? It is the value addition that is done by the three sectors of the economy. Alright, and the sum of the gross value added at market price by all the three sectors gives us GDP at MP. Okay, so now once we get GDP at MP, we can easily calculate national income by making use of the basic formulas. Isn't it? We know the basic formulas. With intermediate consumption, then we have the NIT and the NFIA. Alright, I hope you have understood this. What we are talking of is value added method. What is value added method? Value added method refers to the addition of value to the raw materials or intermediate goods by the farms. Alright, and then what is value added? How do we take it? Value added is value of output minus the intermediate consumption. Alright, suppose as the example I gave here, a baker buys wheat for rupees 200. He used the entire wheat of rupees 200 for making bread. Alright, so wheat is his raw material, intermediate consumption, and then he is selling bread for rupees 500. 200 was his raw material but selling for 500. How much value has it added to 200 rupees of wheat? He has added, in that case he is adding here 700. Sorry, he is adding here 500. Alright, I am making a wrong explanation here, just a minute. In this example, suppose I give you that the wheat is 200. This is his raw material or intermediate consumption. So what is the value added? Value added is value of output minus intermediate consumption. Let's say that the value of output is he's selling the bread for 500. Alright, and we know that his intermediate raw material expenditure was 200. So how much has he added? He has just added here 300 extra. Yes, he has added 300 to this 200 and he is selling his bread for 500. So this is called value added. Alright, and then when we are talking of value addition, who does value addition? Value addition is done in all the three sectors. And when we take the sum of all this value addition, gross value added at market price by the primary sector, GVA at MP by the secondary sector, GVA MP at the tertiary sector, together gives us GDP MP. Right? Okay. Next, we have to see some details regarding intermediate consumption. Now, when we are talking of intermediate consumption, see, intermediate expenditure or consumption. Okay, that means in other words, whatever it is intermediate consumption or expenditure, we are talking of raw materials. Yes, these are raw materials. Now, the farm in the primary sector or be it in the secondary sector or the tertiary sector, where can they buy raw materials from? They can purchase raw materials. Okay, they can purchase the raw materials either from domestic market, alright, from domestic market, or they can also go for imports. Yes or no? All the farms that we have in the primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, everyone is making use of raw materials. Now, in purchasing these raw materials, they have different options. Either they can purchase it from the domestic market or they can purchase it from the rest of the world, from abroad, that is imports. Alright, now suppose you have a question, some items are given and there it is given that purchase of raw materials from domestic economy equals to rupees, suppose 3,000. Alright, and then imports of raw materials, okay, is given to be rupees 1,000. See here, intermediate consumption is not given. What will be our intermediate consumption? Intermediate consumption will be 3,000 plus 1,000. Alright, but suppose again in this question, alright, intermediate consumption is given. What will be the intermediate consumption? It is 4,000. We need not go on adding this. It's already given 4,000. Alright. So that is what we have to see. When we are talking of intermediate consumption, it can be within the domestic market, purchases of raw materials within the domestic market or imports. Or suppose if you get a situation like this. Suppose when the particulars are given in measuring a national income and you get the particulars like this, intermediate consumption is rupees 6,000. Alright, imports equals to rupees 2,000. Now what to do? In this case, we will take only intermediate consumption. We will not include imports. Why? Because we know that intermediate consumption is domestic economy. It is domestic economy plus imports. Whatever is purchased from the domestic economy plus imports together gives us intermediate consumption. So when intermediate consumption is given, it is inclusive of imports. If there is any imports, there may not be any imports also. Everything could be purchased within the domestic economy. Alright. But then if we get a question like this, we will take it intermediate consumption, not imports. Okay. Similarly, suppose again intermediate consumption is given and then again another item is given like purchase from domestic economy. Purchase from domestic economy is 4,000. Here also directly we will take this. We will not consider this item. Why? Because I see intermediate consumption is including both domestic purchases and imports. Okay, so this thing is very important. You have to keep it in mind. Sometimes these are given as confusing items, alright, in the particulars. So you have to know what is intermediate consumption. And in some cases, intermediate consumption is not given. It is not given. It is rather given like this. Purchase from domestic economy and imports from rest of the world. Then how will we find out intermediate consumption? Intermediate consumption means imports plus this. So it will be 6,000 plus 4,000. Okay? Hope it is understood. You will go through. Alright. Then next, when we are coming to now, we are saying that what is value added? So what is value added? Value added equals to gross. It is equal to value of output first thing. Value of output, I am writing in short like this. Value of output minus intermediate consumption. So this part we have discussed now. Now coming to value of output. Whatever output is produced, alright, whatever total output is produced, what do we do with this output? Whatever goods and services are produced, either we go for sales. Okay, sales. Now these sales, maybe within the domestic economy now, where do we sell it? We sell it within the domestic economy. We sell it in the domestic economy. And then we also go for exports. Yes or no? Whatever output is produced, we go for, we sell those products, and this selling of the products could be within the domestic economy, and then something is also sent to the rest of the world. Alright, now suppose after selling also something is left. Alright, maybe everything is not sold. So what we will have? Some output will be saved, and then we will see there will be addition made to our stock, change in stock. Yes or no? Suppose we say that 1,000 is the total value of output produced. This is the total value of output produced. But then out of this output, how much is sold? Maybe 800 is sold. Out of 1,000, this is our value of output, total goods and services produced, 800 is sold. Alright, worth rupees 800 is sold. Now, what will happen to the other 200? This will be added to our change in stock, inventories. Yes, addition has been made to our inventories. So when we are talking of value of output, what is value of output? Value of output means sales plus change in stock. What do we do with our total value of output, goods and services produced? We sell it or we make addition to the stock. Alright. Sometimes in a particular question, you might get a situation where suppose sales is given, some sales amount is given, maybe 6,000. Alright, but nowhere change in stock is mentioned. Nowhere change in stock is mentioned in the particulars. So what does it mean? What is our value of output? It is 6,000 plus 0. When it is not mentioned means it's 0. Alright. Sometimes in your question, sales are not mentioned. Sales are not mentioned, but then rather it is given in this way. Goods and services sold in the domestic economy, goods and services exported. So what we will do? We will take this plus this becomes our sales. Alright, so in this way you have to be very careful. So what we are discussing is what is gross value, what is value added. Okay, value added is value of output minus intermediate consumption. So again now what is value of output? It is sales plus change in stock. Alright, now where could this sale take place? This sale could be within the domestic economy or could be outside our exports. Alright, and then depending upon the question, suppose in a question it is given. Now suppose you get a question like this. Yes, in some items are given and then sales is mentioned. Sales rupees 4,000. And then it is given exports rupees 1000. What we will do now? What is sales? We know sales is either selling in domestic economy or exports. That means sale is inclusive of both domestic economy sale and it is also inclusive of exports. So when export is given separately, we will not consider this. We will take sales as a whole, as we have talked of intermediate consumption. Alright, so we will take sales as a whole. Sometimes sales may not be mentioned, maybe sales is not mentioned, but it is given like this, exports and domestic economy. Then we add these two things to get sales. Right? So this is very important. So what are the steps involved here so far? What we are doing, what are the steps involving value added method? First what we will get the sum of gross value added at market price. So what is gross value added at market price? GVA MP plus of the primary sector, GVA MP of the secondary sector plus GVA MP of the tertiary sector. This will give us gross value added at market price, which is also called the gross domestic product at market price. Alright. Next is what is value of output? What is value of output? Value of output equals to what is value of output minus, we have intermediate consumption. I am writing in short. Value of output minus intermediate consumption gives us value added. So what is value added? It is value of output. We wrote in short like this, VO minus intermediate consumption. Alright. And then ultimately by adding up this we get GDP MP. Once we get GDP MP, we have to suppose find out our domestic income. What we will do? We know what is our domestic income. Domestic income is NDP FC. This is our domestic income. Right? This is our domestic income. Now in this method, gross value added, we have already derived GDP MP. From this we will get NDP FC. So GDP MP, gross has to become net. So we will minus depreciation. Alright. MP has to become factor cost. So what we will do? How do we do it? The difference comes with NIT. So minus NIT. And we get NDP FC. Alright. Now we have to find out, suppose, national income. How will we find national income now? What is the aggregate used for national income? It is NNP FC. So again, suppose starting with GDP MP, we have GDP MP, we derived it through the value added method. Alright, minus depreciation, minus NIT. Alright, and then domestic has to also become national, plus NFIA. We get NNP FC, our national income. Alright, so this is how we make use of the value added method. How much value has been added by all the three sectors, added up together gives us GDP MP. What is value added? We are talking gross value added. So what is this value added? Value of output minus intermediate consumption. What is value of output again? Sales plus change in stock. Alright. And sometimes you can see in a question also, you might get like this. Value of output is suppose 600. Intermediate consumption. Alright, intermediate consumption is suppose given. Whatever it is given, we will subtract it. But then again, value of output is given and again like export is given. This is very important. What we will do? We will consider only this. This will not be considered. Why? Because it already includes domestic economy purchases, value of output that is sold in the domestic economy and value of output that is sold outside. Right? Okay, so you will go through this, you will read it from your Sandeep Garg, and if you have any doubts, you can clarify it later. That's all for today. Thank you, children.